Well, most of us remember growing up and having a mentor, whether it was a teacher or a coach. There was someone influential in your life. And now there's an initiative here in Baltimore City to make sure that every kid at least works out to have a mentor. Dr. Sophia Rudisill Holmes is joining us now. Good to see you.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, you go big with this number. You want to make sure that every kid has someone in their life to look up to, not just in their school life, but then beyond.
Exactly, exactly. So what we believe in are webs of support that's grounded in the research. What we know is that every young person deserves a mentor, and that webs of support around that young person looks different. It could be a coach, it could be a tutor, it could be a teacher, it could be an official or a natural mentor, but we just want to make sure that every single student has access to a mentor.
We have something in common. We're here at Baltimore City College. We both graduated here at City, and what I think we had that afforded us was alumni.
Yeah.
It wasn't an official, mentor program, but we had someone whose shoes we were walking in who had gone through it.
Yeah.
And that's not an advantage I think everyone has, and I think a program like this sort of affords them that.
Yeah. So the thinking around the initiative is that we would widen the table. And so we know that there are hundreds of programs around our city who are doing great work. And so as a district, what our district was clear about was that they wanted to start a mentoring and adult relationships team, which started in 2021. There was legwork that happened a few years prior to via the relationships between Mentor Maryland, DC, and Baltimore City Public Schools and various other stakeholders. But the point is that folks knew, like we came into this work saying, what does it look like for city schools to do mentoring across the entire district, across our entire system? What does it look like for our schools to have, our students to have access to mentors? And so part of the widening of the table comes with making it accessible not only for students, but for various mentoring programs who may be doing great work that we want to partner with. So that's part of this work as well. So yes, we are both recruiting for mentors, and we're working to partner with a lot of mentoring programs.
Well, why is this a big deal? What difference does a mentor make in a child's life versus, hey, I got a math teacher who really likes me and we do, the coach class and I'm good to go.
Yeah.
What's the difference in a kid's life that a mentor brings?
So there's significant research out there. Mentor National is really big about pulling that research together, as well as Ceres Institute. And what we know is that there's an increase in terms of youth engagement into schools, into program, into life. And then even once they have graduated and gone into post-secondary, whatever their options are, we know that they're more likely to be re-engaged in community. So part of this is a national effort to ensure that every young person has access, but because what we know is that access is going to broaden their opportunities, it's going to help them navigate complex systems. Regardless of what our systems do, what we know is that if you have somebody walking alongside you, it can help you navigate those complex systems.
Is part of it also that then the tables turn? So you were great in this kid's life from middle school all the way and beyond, and then that kid becomes the mentor. Is that an important dynamic?
Absolutely. One of our bigger and larger goals is peer-to-peer. We know that peer-to-peer has significant impact that's positive. We also know that if we can get young people who are in college, who are working studying in the helping professions, that there is a significant reach and impact in that way, because their attributes as a part of being a part of the helping professions that come alive in the life of a student in college. And so there's a lot of investing on the front end. What we know about mentoring, it is one of the few approaches that can both be preventative and intervention. I know across our nation we talk about intervention a lot, but what does it look like to be preventative as well as intervention simultaneously? And what that cares for are the protective factors that we want all of our young people to have access to.
Got about a minute left, so someone's going to reach out and want to know how to get all this done. The number is huge, so you need all the faces you can get when they're looking for Dr. Rudy, which they call you, how they find you, and how they say, I want to be a mentor.
So go to our district website and type Become a Mentor.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were a singer here. I mean, this is your chance.
Yeah.
We can sing again.
No, this is my song. My song is recruiting all of y'all folks.
I tried my best.
Nope.
Good to see you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.